I'm not dead, so that's a plus. So I know I haven't made a video in a really long time. As usual, I got to the holiday season and I just got swamped, super duper swamped. But I'm back and I'm here today to talk about a few things. First off, I'd like to say thank you so much for 100 plus subscribers. I know this seems like a really tinky tiny milestone, but hey, that was what I was aiming for 2020, so yeah. As far as video plans for 2021, there are some changes I want to definitely make, which the big one is I'm not going to try and do a video every week. I failed anyways last year. And I'm really just going to try and go for bi-weekly videos. And the other big thing I want to change is I want to change that instead of always doing like sewing, I want to do more crafting videos and some more vlogs too, because that was just going to be so much easier on me. Because the projects I do sewing wise usually take me way longer than a week or even 2 weeks, because I have to balance it with all the other sewing I do for my business. So to kind of counterbalance that and be able to still come out with content for you guys, I want to, like I said, do more vlogs, like fun things, or like maybe not sewing craft projects. And I do want to hopefully get into cosplay photography videos this year. That was a total bomb last year. I didn't have the time, and like I also went through a big move, and I mean big, like across the country big. So that did not help me be able to make videos. And you will probably notice that you'll see a change of scenery maybe in the background, kind of indicating the fact that I did move. The other thing I want to change in my videos as well this year is I really want to change the format of how I filmed my videos, because I feel like there wasn't, I hate saying I feel like it wasn't very personal, but they weren't. I didn't do a lot of talking during them. It's just kind of all narration and just showing me like, look at me. So I want to do more breaks in the video so that I can take a break and kind of talk about the mistakes I made, things I learned, what maybe you should do different, and or even just like alterations you might want to do instead of me. And I definitely think that would be a better format of video. Now I do have some other videos that won't be formatted like that because I started them half a year ago and I gotta finish them up. So for obvious reasons they'll be in the old style. But I do want to switch over and take more breaks to talk to you guys while I'm making something. And the last thing I will discuss about video plans for this year is I am a terrible procrastinator on doing my own cosplays, because I just get so overwhelmed with like wanting to make clothes, needing to do my business costumes, and that I just kind of like keep putting it off. I keep putting it off and putting it off. And I think to help me, I will then be incorporating it into YouTube, because, okay, the reason I'm having to do this is I literally have 3 boxes of supplies up there for like, I think 20 cosplays. I wish I was kidding. I'm not. So I thought, let's do something fun, because the other thing is I don't know which cosplay to do. So in one of my upcoming videos too, I'm going to go over how I make it. I'm going to make the wheel of cosplay. Basically, I want to make a Wheel of Fortune style type game show thing, and I'll have all my little potential cosplays on there, and I'm going to try once a month, maybe twice a month, doing a video where we spin the wheel, see what cosplay comes up, and I've got to make it. Got to make it. Alright, so sorry to drag that on forever. if you came here for what the title of the video said, then I will start on my top 5 favorite tools of 2020. Alright, so the reason I just generically call these my top 5 cosplay tools is because they're really good for a variety of, well, different techniques of cosplay. Okay, here's what I mean by that. Like, they're good for sewing, foam armor if you want to work with that, and leather making. So these are my top 5. I wish I had a top 10, but I didn't. And I wanted to keep it like tools you may not have heard of. I mean, there are tons of YouTube videos floating around and even blogs saying like these are your essential tools to doing this and that. And I wanted to pick 5 tools, or the 5 things that you may not know about, or maybe you've heard of them but you're a bit wary about buying them because you don't think they're going to work. And I just wanted to pick stuff that maybe people don't know about. Oops. So I'm going to get started, and my number 5 is a small item, but oh my goodness, if you are going to be doing sewing and cosplay sewing, you really need to buy this, especially if you're making a character that you need to sew vinyls, pleathers, and any of those like odd texture fabrics, like those fake metal ones. I think like Yayahan has some. You're going to want this, and it is the Teflon presser foot. I wish I knew about this earlier. Like, I was trying to sew this costume that was stretch fetish vinyl. You heard me right. Stretch fetish vinyl. And my regular presser foot was just ripping it to shreds. And I had this problem before when I tried years ago to sew like pleather for something in mine. I went with that horrible hack where you can put like scotch tape on it, and it's just, yeah, you can do that. It's annoying. You can also do the tissue paper. Yeah, the tissue paper effect where you put tissue paper on it, sew through that, and then just rip your tissue paper off. Same thing. What a mess. Just save yourself the hassle and buy a Teflon foot. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up. So I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but basically it's, you know, Teflon obviously, and it's super smooth. So it just glides right over everything. It's great. I definitely cast by. This is my number 5, and you should definitely get it. I got mine on eBay. The average price there is like $4.99 to $6.99. Make sure, the main thing is make sure it fits your machine. Most of these presser feet are universal, but if you have like a really specific machine, then you're going to want to make sure that it is going to work on your machine. Okay, on to number 4, which is a weird one, and I didn't know which one to grab, but I grabbed this one, and I actually just discovered this in October, and I love it! So you're probably wondering what on earth I'm holding. I'm gonna make it wait. This, and once you realize it, once I say it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I knew about this. This is iron-on vinyl. I just have a glittery one because the current projects I'm working on are glittery, so yeah. You can get these anywhere, like literally anywhere. They have Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Does Hobby Lobby carry it? I don't know. I don't even know if Joann's carries it. You know, I have not been inside a Joann's for 8 months. My goodness. Really not been. I don't know, I kind of like hate, I don't want to shop at Joann's anymore. I pretty much do all my shopping online. I find them to be a bit overpriced, and like their coupons aren't as good as they used to be like a couple years ago. But Or you can buy this stuff online, like I bought some off Amazon and everything, and like got a huge bulk thing of different colors, which is fun. Is it cheap? No. No, it's not. Like I think a roll like this, I mean I've cut into it a bit, but pretty much this is the size that you get at Walmart. It's average, I think, like if you don't get glittery ones, I think you can maybe find some that are $5, $6.99. But they do range usually around $10 for just this. Now, saying that though, like if you're just doing very finite details, like tiny little flowers, little like stripes or snowflakes, little dots, whatever, they're great because you're not going to go through a ton of that doing small things like that. If you're trying to do like a huge decal or applique, you may not want to do it this way because first off, your piece may not be big enough and you're gonna have to cut your applique in half and it just becomes a big mess. But I found that they have been great because sometimes there's cosplays with really like tiny details, like okay, for instance, one of the ones I'm working on now is a kimono, and on the sleeves it has like some little flowers on it and like these weird gold X's, and the same at the bottom as well. And this stuff's been great for it. Just make sure that you do iron it long enough and you follow all the instructions, but I haven't had any problems with it. And like I said, I absolutely love this stuff. It's made my life so much easier instead of me having to do all those kind of details by hand, and it's just... The other thing is, you don't need a Cricut to use this stuff. Because yeah, a Cricut is really expensive. Like, I was so shocked by that because I've been doing it by hand and I was like, well, maybe I'll get myself a Cricut for Christmas. I don't use it enough. Like, I don't mind putting in the labor and cutting this out by hand. So yeah, you don't need all that fancy stuff that's gonna make you spend $500 or whatever. Just do by hand. Number 3. Dun-dun. Okay, so this, let me get the actual name. I can't ever remember what it's called. This is the Deluxe Rotary Leather Puncher. Such a cool name. I got mine from Tandy Leather. Okay, I need to stop making that noise. It's about $15 basically. And it has a bunch of sizes. And you just rotate it like that. And this is great not for just leather working, which I have used it for mostly, but I also learned it was great for punching holes in EVA foam. You know it. And it just works a lot like it does on leather with EVA foam, except maybe it can't always punch all the way through the foam, but it like leaves a little piece that you just have to kind of poke out with tweezers or your nails. So, but it's great because I actually like putting real rivets in my EVA foam to like add belts and stuff on. So this makes life so much easier, because before when I was doing the other way of hole punching, it was killing my hands, just killing them. And already there's so much hand work and leathering, or whatever you call it, that it's really hard on my hands, because I do have problems with my hands. So you'll find that pretty much most of these tools I'm talking about are taking off hand work and pretty much taking the place of you having to do heavy duty stuff with your hands. I don't really have too much to talk about this because it's amazing. You should really think about getting it, definitely if you're going to get into leather working, and if you need it for EVA foam armor, like doing what I do and adding real beltings and rivets and stuff, you might want to think about it. And $15 is not a bad price. It's really not. So now, I hate like saying which one I prefer better because they've both been so useful, but I think I'll pick number 2 as this guy. It's a bit hard to see what it is, but this is an eyelet fastener. Again, it's, let me look at the price. I wrote everything down, but I didn't write it all on the same page. Why? Because I'm not organized. That's just not me. So this is made by Dritz, which I'm sure everyone recognizes that name when it comes to eyelets and pretty much all those fun things that you fasten your fabrics with. This is the Dritz eyelet pliers. I literally think that's the only name for them. At Joann's, they range like $30. I got mine for $15 because I had a 50% off coupon. Again, just like that other tool, this takes so much work out of putting eyelets in, and I know a lot of people will be like, eyelets aren't that hard to do. Well, you know what? This speeds up the process. I don't care what you say. I love it. So, up next, it looks like I've never opened it, but I have, is a similar tool, which is Dritz's heavy duty. It's actually not the heavy duty one. It's just the Dritz fastener pliers kit. If you're like, what on earth is that? This pretty much puts in snaps. And what's cool is, I don't have them with me, but see the little color parts? You actually just pop those out, and there's like 4 colors. It comes with a booklet, tells you how to do the combinations, and it can do 4 different types of snaps. And what's really cool is it can do those really nice pearly ones. You know, the fancy pearl snaps. I think that's just what they're called. It cannot do the heavy duty snaps, which oh, that's what the heavy duty fastener is. Okay, they do have one. I think it's purple though, and it does the heavy duty snaps. I have not gotten it because the only times I use the heavy duty snaps are in leatherworking, and I don't know if it would work. But this is great because in cosplay and in my commissions, sometimes I find the best way to have all the weird stuff that has like no visible fasteners or ties or anything like that is hidden snaps. So those are my top 5 tools of discovery in 2020. And that's everything. That is everything I have to say. So hopefully I haven't bored you to death. Again, I just want to say thank you so much for helping me get to 100 subscribers. Hopefully I'm going to be able to keep up this year on a bi-weekly schedule of filming, and I'm excited for some of the new stuff that I have planned. I hope that you'll enjoy it, and as always, don't forget to subscribe, and I guess hit that notification button below if you like to see my videos. Alright guys, well, I'll see you next time.